To be honest, the best tea tastes delicious whether it comes out of a porcelain pot or a tin cup. Welcome, Scribes of the Extraordinary. And today, we're going beyond entertainment and diving deeper into the craft of storytelling by talking about a character that I would feel wrong not having a cup of tea in hand while talking about him, and that is Uncle Iroh. And we're going to be examining why he's such a powerful character and why he's responsible for a lot of growth in the show that's not his own. So Uncle Iroh is the epitome of the wise old sage role and the mentor role. He's the mentor for Zuko's entire arc. But he's not just a mentor for Zuko. He is a mentor for anyone who's willing to listen. And I think that's very powerful. It showcases how much he truly cares about those around him, whether or not he knows them. He gave tea and good advice to a stranger. That was Toph. He didn't know Toph was technically their enemy, but he was willing to help her anyways because she needed someone to talk to, she needed a little bit of advice, and hey, why not throw in some good tea in there? The reason why Iroh is so filled with wisdom is because he's had to learn from experience. Now, there are two different kinds of wisdom. There's the wisdom that you learn from someone else's experience, and then there's the wisdom that you learn from your own experience. And learning wisdom from your own experience typically is more taxing and has a higher cost. Zuko, he realizes this eventually. Iroh is the one that knows this. And that's why I think he's so determined to share his wisdom with others and to help guide others on the right path, because he walked the wrong path for so long. You see, before Uncle Iroh was the wonderful fellow that we know and love in the show, he was a general. He was the general and the Fire Lord, the leader of the Fire Nation, the ones who started the war to begin with, and the Fire Lord's brother. He held a very high, important position, and he was given the task of taking down Ba Sing Se, which is one of the two great stronghold cities and capitals of the Earth Kingdom, who was the Fire Nation's main enemy. He spent years laying siege on this city, and we know that he was fine with what he was doing, because in the flashback when Zuko's thinking about his childhood, we see that, Iroh's laughing like, oh, we're take it down one day, and he's enjoying what he's doing. He seems very happy about it. And he spends years not even getting through the outer wall of Ba Sing Se, getting nowhere near the population. And then his only son is killed in a battle that he had no hope of winning, so he quit. He walked away. And I think that's the moment where his life really took a turn. And why he is so adamant about helping other people, especially helping Zuko. Because I believe Zuko is simply a younger version of Iroh. Zuko was cast out of his position as crown prince. So was Iroh. Zuko is going through this incredibly angry time of believing what he's doing is right, believing that the Fire Nation is correct, and that's who he should be supporting. Iroh was the same. I think the reason why Iroh has such a deep compassion on Zuko is not just that they're blood related, not just that he's his nephew, but because twofold. One, he sees Zuko as a younger version of himself, and he can foresee the life Zuko will lead if he doesn't change, because he led that life. when you've gone through something, when you've experienced hardship, you don't want other people to experience that too. There's a reason why I'm sharing with you all, tips and tricks on how to write better characters and how to really dig deep and study good characters, is because I've spent so many years doing it on my own and feeling isolated and alone and like I can't figure this stuff out, that now that I understand it, I don't want you guys to spend a decade figuring it out on your own. I want to help you all get there faster. And that's exactly what Uncle Iroh does. Always with a good cup of tea in hand. And speaking of getting there faster, if you look down in the description, there's going to be a couple links for you all. There's going to be some free resources to help you guys along your writing journey. One's going to help you world build. The other's going to help you figure out which writing style you have. So go ahead and check out those links down in the description below. So Uncle Iroh is always about passing on his wisdom to others because he's learned the hard way and he wants to help other people grow and help other people not go through all the craziness he went through. He's such a kind-hearted soul. And that's no mistake. It's because he took so much time to get there. And two times in Avatar: The Last Airbender that really showcase who Iroh is as a person and how you can write mentor figures that are so impactful is the first, when he's with Toph. He meets a stranger, he offers her a cup of tea, he offers her some good advice, and they go on their way. He does the same thing in the episode Tales of Ba Sing Se, where a man comes up to him with a knife in hand to rob him. This man is trying to rob Iroh, and he's like, with that stance? You can't do anything with that stance. And he fixes his stance to be more intimidating, to be more grounded, to be able to attack easier. And then he says, you don't look like the robbing type. What's going on? And he ends up helping this man go back on the right path. He was starting to deviate, and Iroh caught him and helped him go down the right path. And that really exemplifies who Iroh is as a person. Is when you've gone through life experiences that are difficult, you don't want other people to go through those. If they're avoidable or if you've learned something, you want to pass that on to others. You want to help others. You want others to grow and to succeed and to do it faster than you did. Especially if you go down a bad path in life. You know how hard it is. You know how tough it is. You want to help people avoid that path. And that's what Iroh does. But the other scene that screams volumes in its subtlety is so loud in its quiet of who Iroh is and how you can make your characters feel so much more powerful. If you really want to write incredible characters, pay attention to this scene. So Zuko has, at this point, betrayed his uncle after his uncle has been with him for 3 years, trying to put him on the right path, trying to help him, trying to love him, try to pour into him, try to help Zuko, help his nephew avoid the life that he lived. And he was growing, and they were both thriving in their new lives in Ba Sing Se, and they were enjoying being free and living. And then Zuko turns on Iroh. And Iroh's thrown in prison. And Zuko goes to see him multiple times. Iroh doesn't talk to him. Zuko goes there to vent. Zuko finally chooses the right path. For certain, this time. sides with Team Avatar, and then he finally finds his uncle again. And his uncle is asleep. So Zuko sits and waits for his uncle to wake up. And as soon as he wakes up, Zuko starts apologizing deeply. And how terrible of a human being he is. In mid-apology, Iroh just grabs him and pulls him into a bear hug. And said, I was never angry at you. I was sad because I thought you had lost your way. If you want to write a powerful character, write a character who understands the importance of second chances, and write a character who understands to give those second chances again and again. Write a character who won't give up on someone because they understand that anyone can be redeemed. The reason why we love Uncle Iroh is because he never gave up on Zuko. That's why we love him. He's full of wisdom, yes. He's funny. He has some great one-liners and great nuggets of wisdom all throughout the show, but he never gives up on other people. He can see the good. And he can see that, sometimes people just make bad decisions and that leads them down the bad path. But that doesn't mean they can't course correct. And that is what makes Uncle Iroh so powerful. Is he a powerful fighter? Yes, he is. Is he a powerful firebender? Absolutely. He's called a dragon, for goodness sakes. He's called a dragon because he's that strong and that powerful. But his true power comes in his hope for other people and his hope for redemption. So if you like this video, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below which other Avatar: The Last Airbender characters you would like to see a character breakdown of. We already did the main gang. We covered Uncle Iroh today, but I want to know who else you guys would like to see covered. My scribes of the extraordinary, that's all I have for you today. I look forward to our next encounter as we continue our journey of going beyond entertainment, one step at a time.